Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag live if you're watching live. Hashtag replay if you're on replay. So I'm back to the good old dry erase board. So I wanted to talk today about problem solving. So I, from a coaching standpoint, take it from the angle of no one has problems, right? We may have programming that may need to change because that programming that we have is eliciting a negative behavior, a negative response, a negative outcome that we don't want, but we really don't have problems. I mean, we live in the technology age where literally everything is at our fingertips. But for the lack of a better term, we're gonna call today's presentation Problem Solving 101. So when you have a problem, whether it be losing 50 pounds, whether it be being more present, whether it be, improving your health, etc. How do you go through the process of, solving that problem? What is the levels at which we can go to do that? And from a coaching standpoint, in my mind, this is how I'm attacking when clients bring me goals, they bring me issues, they bring me programming that is getting in the way of us getting to a position that we want to be in. So when the past is continuously bringing itself into the present and thus into the future, how do we move past that? So always taking it from the standpoint of just fucking head on, right? So you got to attack things as they are, okay? Whatever this is, the honesty, the authenticity as it relates to it. What is it that we need to do? So first thing is we've got to remove the root cause. Now, here's the issue at hand. Okay, so when we're talking about number one right here, a lot of times people look at the root cause of, well, the reason why I'm 50 pounds overweight is because I eat cake and I eat fast food. Well, yes, that may be part of the issue, but what is the underlying deep level rooted within you for the reason why you have the behavior? I'm more interested in that than I am in the fact that you go to McDonald's 5 times a week and get a Big Mac. I'm more interested in the reason behind the emotional eating, the boredom eating late at night, etc. I'm more concerned, I'm more wanting to dive deeper into the programming at hand than I am just what is at its surface. And a reason why I feel like people really have a hard time getting the ultimate result, no matter what it is, whether it's a physical, a mental, emotional, psychological, doesn't matter, spiritual, whatever the goal is in mind, the reason why we have such a difficulty in reaching it is because we only look at things from a surface level. Well, the only reason why I'm 50 pounds overweight is because I eat fast food. Yes, that may be part of it, but that's not the whole story, okay? And we all have hang-ups. We all have programming from our childhood, our relationships, things that trigger us. We all have these things. And to deny the fact that we do is to really be inauthentic to ourselves. And the more we can dive deep into those things and eliminate what is really going on to be able to progress to get where we want to be. So removing that root cause, whatever that may be. And this process may be simple because it's just a line of questioning that I'm going to give to the coaching client to really figure out exactly where we are and what we're playing with. Or it may be difficult because sometimes we don't remember some of the things that we've been through. It took me a lot of work for me to figure out what was the issue with me and my body image. And I had to take it back to just one singular comment that was made to me when I was 9 or 10 years old that was nothing that large, but it affected me because at the time I was vulnerable and I've carried it through all the way until present day. So a lot of work had to go into really being able to figure that out, come to peace with it, and eliminate it in order for me to get to the position that I'm at current day. So number 2 is balance the effects of the root cause. So what I mean by this is this. So if somebody drinks alcohol every single day for 20 years, their liver is going to take a beating, right? It's going to take a pounding. And if we decide, okay, we're not going to drink alcohol anymore, after the first week, your liver doesn't go right back to where it is, right? It's going to need some healing time. It's going to need some ramp up time in order to really be able to get back to its full functioning ability. So it's no different as it relates to whether this was an emotional eating situation, whether it was, the feelings of not being enough. You've got to be able to balance out the root cause. Things are not going to happen overnight. So we've really got to be in that balancing act of being present, but also understanding and being sympathetic and loving towards ourselves, that things are just not going to happen overnight. It is a process. This is why we're here on this earth, to find our purpose and to find, authentically who we are, so that we can perform at our best, so that we can be our best and be the best version of ourselves. And the last one here is a better mindset and a new lifestyle. So, mindset comes up a lot, and there's a lot of mindset training. It's like, have great positive self-talk. And yes, that's awesome, but you got to really mean it, right? If you're talking negatively to yourself, and very self-deprecating and etc., and you catch yourself doing this, okay, and you're aware of it and you've got that self-awareness, yes, that's awesome, okay? But just to go into it and say, hey, I'm a great person, but yet still have these negative thoughts constantly in your mind, again, it's not a balancing act. So we've got to develop a better mindset about ourselves to really be able to hold ourselves, okay? Not literally, but figuratively speaking, to give space for ourselves and to understand that, life is not happening to us. It's really not happening for us either. It's kind of happening through us. Okay, that's another topic for another day. And then developing this new lifestyle. And again, one of the biggest things about coaching is developing behavioral patterns. Small micro commitments, small micro behaviors that elicit a greater result, so something can become sustainable. In the fitness world, there's so many things that are non-sustainable. Diets are not sustainable. Diets were meant and designed in the beginning of the word itself was to be able to do something for the rest of your life. Most of these diets that are on the market, you can't do them all the time. You can't do them all of your life. So why would we commit to something like that? Okay, unless it was for a short-term, result, from an athletic perspective or something. But as it relates to us human beings just being on this planet, trying to operate, trying to be the best version of ourselves, we've got to develop this new lifestyle, these new behaviors, these micro commitments, and something that we can sustain for the rest of our life. So when I'm evaluating and I'm looking from a coaching standpoint, these are the three things that I'm looking at. And this is how we're going to reprogram an individual to really be able to find who they are authentically at their core, so that we can eliminate some of these self-limiting beliefs about ourselves, about us not being enough, which is going to translate into some of this emotional eating, some of this late night snacking, some of this sabotage behavior that we're having throughout our life, attracting people into our lives that are not good for us, that ultimately cause us to have these external results of gaining weight, being sick all the time, not being happy, and not finding our purpose. So, #value if you found value in this video, if this struck you in any which way, and this is something that you would like to have more of a lengthier conversation one-on-one with me about, please DM me, send me a message, or just comment in the comment section. Hope everybody has a happy and a healthy day. Buff Gandhi.